What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first ever SoccerWise Live Watchalong, hanging out the biggest day of the Major League Soccer season. And there's no one else I want to be with than Tom. Tom refused to do a Zoom with me on a one-on-one basis, and he's like, but if it's a work thing, I guess I could be involved. So I created this show, Tom, just so we could watch together.
I thought that was going to be a joke, but I refused to Zoom you from my honeymoon with the time difference from Italy.
Tom, you were way too... this is your first time back on the show since your honeymoon, too.
We're glad to see that you missed me with all of your wonderful guests that you've had without me. Already forgotten.
Tom, which was your favorite guest that I interviewed while you were gone?
I've texted a few of them.
Did you?
Hey, take it like the surprising. Take it easy, huh?
Yeah, back up.
Yeah, man. I couldn't believe it. Because I was really unplugged for those 12 days when I was in Italy. Yeah, not so bad, right? And you guys were telling me the guest list. I was like, Jesus Christ! Why do you even need me? I got a little worried. I was like, man, I need to get back on it.
We always need you, and we're gonna hang out here for a little bit and watch Decision Day with all of you. We don't really have a plan, but we're here right now. Second half of the Eastern Conference games kicking off. So we're going to be here and watch the Eastern Conference develop. It's a little bit more interesting than what you've got going on in the West. 2 playoff spots obviously up for grabs, some standings to move. The competition right now is, does Orlando or NYCFC want to lose more, which is what we are tracking. Inter Miami was in that conversation as well. They've pulled themselves out of it, though. So we're going to just hang out and talk. So feel free to flood the stream with any of your comments, any of your thoughts. What's up, John? What's up, Peter? Shout out Chris. Hootski, one of our legends, who helps us do everything in Discord, which has been on fire as well. So if you don't already, subscribe to our Patreon. You can jump in there as well as these games go along. Tom, what's your screen situation right now? Talk me through what you're watching.
360 on the main TV right now. And then I have Philly Cincy on the other one because I thought that would be the most fun of the games with implications.
Okay.
And then the third one is going to you right now. So I just got those two up. So I'm looking forward to being behind because obviously 360 is a highlight show. So if you're watching the other games live, that's good. That'll be fine. I'll know when to look up.
I have
what do you got going on?
I have DC Charlotte right in front of me. I have a TV about 5 inches from my face behind my screen that has Miami, New England. And then I've got 360 going as on my second screen with a little bit of volume as well to sort of indicate things. It is the most classic me thing, Tom, to be straight focused on the worst game on a day right now, which has been phenomenal, right? Opening 5 minutes, you had goals for Atlanta, you had goal for New England, you had goal for Columbus. That was all in the opening few minutes. Shout out to MLS Gone Wild. Columbus having a really good day, establishing themselves in what looks like a playoff preview against the Red Bulls. They're all flying, and I'm sitting here watching DC Charlotte see if they can win a second or third header.
Oh my God! Sorry, a few things just happened. One, we got a nice close-up of Lionel Messi picking a wedgie on MLS 360. That's always nice. Wait until you see this goal in Philadelphia, Cincy.
Oh.
And 3, yeah, the first few minutes were out of control. I'm trying to keep up with everything. And 4, what I was gonna say before I just got sidetracked because that's what this whole show is gonna be. This whole hangout is gonna be is just a stream of random consciousness. I cannot believe you do not have Chicago and Nashville up on one of your screens as a bit just to say that you have it on and then actually find yourself just watching that the whole time.
Big shout out to Charlie Cheesesteak, one of our soccer-wise dads, who decided to stay home from a game today so he could hang out and help us and be here for all of this. And I forgot what literally I was about to say. I literally just came off of what I was going to say. Oh, yeah. He was like, oh, what graphics do we want? And I was like, well, you probably don't have to do Chicago, Nashville. And he's like, well, okay. So that's what I was going to say.
He was like, I can't believe I'm helping out you losers. You guys aren't hardcore enough for me.
Yeah, we're not hard. We're not heavy metal enough on this one. We do have a question from Connor. Says, do we think Miami's coming back? It feels hard to believe. It feels hard to believe that New England's going to hang on here. The goals came too fast.
Look at 360 right now. They're going to the Philly Cincy. This is out of control.
Also, for future reference, you got to tell me who scored when you tell me. I got to see it.
No, that's I did that.
Don't make me wait. Uh-oh. No,
have to
no, no! No! Why? Why? So unnecessary. So
That is the
that's
Philadelphia
Yeah.
Union 2024 season. In a
that's
nutshell.
one of those moments
this
where
whole game.
you know you're watching a goal, so you know it's coming, and you're trying to figure out as you watch the play develop how it's going to occur, and that's like not on your register, on your radar, and then it happens.
Yep.
You're like, please no.
Yep. No, this can't be this. This can't be this. Oh no. Oh no.
You're talking about a former defender of the year, like that's just and against Andre Blake,
so-
with Andre Blake too.
So like that's the whole thing with Philly. Like we've been saying it from the entire not evolution, the entire existence of this show, of our show. I feel like every week it's like, oh, I'm not worried about Philly, or then it's getting later in the season. Oh, I don't understand. Hey, try to explain what's going on. The best thesis is that they're conceding goals like later. It's like, is it a fitness thing? They don't look like they're out of shape or whatever, right? But it's like, why is the former defender of the year playing worse? Why is the Jack Elliott, who should have been a finalist for defender of the year, but they were only limited to 2? Why is he playing worse? I don't know. It just kind of went down the list, and it was just everybody is playing worse, and you don't quite know why. Like, it's the season from hell. Like, they haven't had awful. They haven't had perfect injury record, but like it's not like it was. Oh my God, they had 6 starters injured from however many times this season.
Yeah.
Like, all the underlying numbers are good. A lot of the players are all the same, and just I don't understand. And then again, this is just 47 minutes of encapsulating all of that.
You weren't on the show, I think I did on Monday or Tuesday, where I was like resetting the standings. But you talk through the standings, and tiebreakers are wins and then goal differential. So as you go from DC down, you have to say wins and goal differential. It's -18, -15, -7, +5. It's like, which of these is not like the others? And that's Philly. They are in a completely different stratosphere than all these teams. You get the early goal from Quinn Sullivan in this game too, and you're like, okay, it's working, right? Quinn Sullivan has developed into the player to replace Ali Bedoya, who was a club legend. You're getting good minutes, good chance right there for Miami. You're getting good minutes from Jack McGlynn as well, Nathan Harrell, right? Like that's the whole process for this team, and the stars are the ones that have hit the wall, and I think that's the frustrating part for that club.
Yeah, it's weird. Like they've gotten a breakout season from Quinn Sullivan. They've gotten another step forward from Jack McGlynn, who again like kind of established himself by last year. So as you say, it's not the young players, and like those are the cheat codes in MLS. Those are supposed to be the cheat codes where you get 2 not just bona fide starters, either homegrowns, but like 2 above average quality players that are contributing at the level they are. Like I think Quinn Sullivan has 15 goal contributions this season. That's a player that doesn't factor into the cap, and like that was always a strength of the Union. So it's just really weird.
Yeah, they're winning in terms of like on paper. You're winning against other supplemental rosters. Guy, say big save. You're winning against other pieces in there. Connor really wants us to talk Minnesota United against St. Louis here. That's a sneaky game because I think St. Louis will be up for it.
I think because Valaire, shout out to Valaire for unfortunately having to cover Nashville, Chicago right now. I think Connor is saying, this isn't exactly the most glamorous matchup. Connor, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but like, I think that he was like
he's a Minnesota season ticket holder, so I don't know about
misery
that.
loves company. But like, I think that's one of the games that'll be super fun today.
Yeah.
Like if this wasn't decision day, if there was more on the line, I guess between those 2 teams, that would be one to be low-key looking forward to.
Oh, okay. Jared Stroud, obviously, screamer.
Scored or
No.
I was about to say that was
post-time.
really subdued for.
Yeah, that's as much as I can get for a Jared Stroud chance at this point of the game. Chris says here, John Hackworth coaching for a job, City definitely going for it. You think that's true?
Yeah, I mean, like, what the hell do they have to lose? And they don't know any other way to play. And in terms of Hack coaching for I know Hackworth and his former assistant at Louisville City manager Danny Cruz.
Nice.
Those are 2 of the finalists. I don't know who the other names are, but I'm assuming that I'm going to find out more in the coming days just as all the games stop and they have to make a decision soon.
Yeah, you're going to be a little busy over the next few days, huh?
It's been my wife now. She made a point to like try to do nothing for work like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like we got back Thursday night, and then like I jet lagged. Like I woke up at like 4 a.m. on Friday, and was just pounding away at the computer by 4:15 in the morning. And she's like, "Are you working?" I was like, "Yeah, just hitting the ground sprinting here for the next 3 days. So
Just waking up sources on the West Coast at 4 a.m. Eastern time being like, give me news now.
hey, I'm back.
Suarez has a free kick right on the top of the box right now
Oh.
for Miami. Puts it over the crossbar. Man, the Revs scoring early, though, was like the dream scenario, right? Makes it competitive, makes it relevant. And then you're like, at that point, if you're the Revs, it's like, of course, you want to do something with your season, chance to protect your club's record, like all of that.
This is their last stand. This is the Alamo. This is Caleb Porter's legacy.
And then it went away about as fast as it came.
And they got the howler. Like, first of all, the
Insane.
first goal, it was, could have been much better defensively by Miami. But, like, the second goal was a gift. And 3 minutes later, it's 2-2. What the hell happened?
Yeah. What happened was they were hanging on by a thread anyway. They just happened to get their lucky chances and get their opportunities.
Hanging on
Shout
by
out to
a thread,
Charlotte,
metaphor
by
for
the way,
life.
because I've watched this whole game. What? Is my wife here?
I said, hanging on by a thread, metaphor for life.
Oh, God. I heard my door move, and I was like, uh-oh. Charlotte's defended Benteke pretty well. He has not gotten anything in the air. Everything's had to be on the ground. They have had a few openings, but they've been able to get him off every side. And Patrick Ageman's had 2 half chances.
But it's Patrick Agumang, so aren't those, like, golden chances because everything he touches is
Yeah, of
golden?
course. Everything he touches is gold. Did he win this starting spot? Is that what happened?
I don't know.
Because the rest of this is kind of a best 11.
Was Swiderski with Poland international duty?
Yes.
Then because him and Abada are both on the bench, and
Got
that was
it.
my first thought. I was like, is Abada not in their best 11? Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't even thinking it's because, like, I think it should be Ajimong and Swiderski, but
That makes sense.
yes, to your point, to my point. Sorry, screw you. I made that point. International break. A lot of teams are letting guys sit.
Messi's going to play, so he's pretty good. So that might change
Well, he didn't start.
things.
That was my point.
Did Alex Muil just score? Oh, that's in the Nashville game. In my head, I went Red Bulls.
Yeah,
for a second. And I'm like
we
looking
just
at
made
the
fucking
score.
jokes about the
Yeah. Shout out to Valaire for continuing to be consistent. Peter asks, if the Revs lose big tonight, any chance Porter isn't brought back? Some of the new signings look great, but it's been a long season. I find it hard to think that he won't be. Miami almost just scored. Because then everyone above him has to take the L on saying that they gave him the opportunity. So I think if you're,
The
oh
one
my
person.
God, Miami hit the crossbar, hit the post. This is insane. Like they have to be, the argument has to be, oh, it takes a year. Look at what he's done in year 2s, right? He won MLS Cup in year 2 in Columbus. Like that has to be the argument, right, for them?
Thought it was year 1. Was it year
Oh, it
1 or
was year
two?
1. That's a good point. Year 2 is when he stopped making
Yeah,
the playoffs.
that like I was open to see, like, in the right circumstance, Caleb Porter, like, with his resume deserving of the job, but like hindsight now is 2020, particularly how quickly it's gone sideways, and the fact that, like, yeah, that happened in Columbus, but you know what else happened in Columbus? He missed the playoffs with a team that has since become the greatest team that we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, the most notable change was the head coach.
Yeah.
So that's not great for the old resume. And then inheriting this team that was on what, a 65-point pace under Bruce Arena, to like be the worst team in the league. Like theirs, like I'm doing a lot of my like off-season guides, so like really going in. There's a real case to be made that, like, I know games not played on a spreadsheet, mate, and stuff, but like New England, everything about their underlying numbers is significantly worse than the San Jose Earthquakes this year. Like, there's a real case to be made that they are actually the worst team in the league, and like I would say worst on like
Pepiel.
the expectations.
We've got a playoff race. DC just went down 1-0.
So that
Yeah.
means would Atlanta be in right now in
Yes.
live standings?
Yes.
Wow.
Because Montreal would move up to 8. Philly would fall
Yeah,
out.
wow.
Philly stays out with their loss, and Atlanta jumps from technically right now they're like 13th, right, or whatever it is, because they came into the day behind TFC, which isn't real, and they would jump up. So yeah, and not as good as Joseph Martinez's dummy in the first half for Montreal, which
that
was
class.
elite.
He deserves an assist for that.
Yeah, but Ajimong's has just a high IQ play to let it run for Pep Biel, who is the elite number 10 in Major League Soccer, as we all know.
There you go.
Kramaski just
Right
scored
after
as
Alexei
well.
Maranichuk missing a penalty. So
Yeah. Miami's up 3-2. Ben Ha with the goal.
Was this off the free kick from Grasso? It's on 360 now.
No, that's
Oh!
the chance that hits the post, I think. Yeah.
Bob Taylor.
That's not the goal.
Oh my God! How does this not go in? Is that Peyton Miller giving stick to the rest of the defense? Love that.
Peyton Miller throws his body in there. He'll do anything for the squad. Yeah, Ben Hazan on this. This is a goal. Will Sands keeping him on.
Tough.
Yeah. Messi with the second assist. Messi, Alba, Benha. You know, the classic Barcelona trio. Henry asks how far back 360 is. It depends. Sometimes when 360 cuts in live to a game, it'll actually be ahead of the broadcast that I get. And then obviously they roll back to be able to show highlights and whatever. So then those are a little bit further behind. So I've got 2 games live for myself because I know I want to know what those results are. That's DC, Charlotte, and Miami, New England. But maybe I'll start changing them as we go along.
Yeah, I keep on wanting to pull away from, or like I keep on wanting to put Miami, but like 360 is going to go to this game a lot. It's just I won't be live.
So
like they're just showing Messi subbing in now. Like when you said Messi got a second assist, I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
He's not even in the game.
The last time we talked about him was when he was picking his wedgie.
I think Doyle's in the comments right now saying pretty much what we said, which is Porter's safe, but a lot of pressure next year.
George, how about you take it fucking easy with the whole, people I speak to in New England. Just like relax, coming to our stream, you're doing the whole sources thing. I don't like it. I'm getting a little uncomfortable.
Tom from the top rope. That's literally what I'm texting Doyle right now as you talk to him through the show. Man, a lot of Caleb Porter questions. If Miami wins the points,
why? Yeah, hold on. Sorry. Why are we getting so many Caleb Porter questions? I don't want any more Caleb Porter. Like this is not.
People love carnage, Tom. People love violence. That's the reality of the world. Should I switch?
That was a great goal by Miami.
Yeah. Do we need an Atlanta-Orlando feed up? Should I be switching over to that?
Do whatever the hell you want. I don't because I can't help with, and I can't create any more screens.
You're at your physical limit on streams.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna throw one on. What do you make of Orlando going down 2-0 in the opening?
Really disappointing. Really disappointing. So it's them, Real Salt Lake, and Cincy. I believe 2 of those 3 will confirm a CONCACAF Champions Cup spot tonight.
No, I think it's Seattle, not Orlando. Orlando's not one of those 3.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
because Orlando's too far behind RSL and Seattle.
You're right.
I think Orlando can only get it if they win MLS Cup.
Because I was speaking to somebody who said something to the effect of just need a result. So I don't know what they were talking about. So maybe I'm just spacing. Because they're losing and I guess if NYCFC won, they could have jumped Orlando. But.
Yes. NYC, if any result Orlando gets, they lock in the home seed. By the way, that's an interesting matchup. Orlando, NYCFC, right? That's like the perfect 4-5 of 2 teams where you're like, if they got hot, you could see it happen. There's expectations for both sides. They're probably pretty even. Like that's probably what that game should be.
Yeah, I agree.
You're about to see Pepe L's goal?
Yeah.
He's a genius. Like we are all witnesses right now to Pepe L's greatness.
Is that McVay? No, McVay caught up anyway.
I think it was Cleek, who is playing as a D-mid alongside Martin Rodriguez.
That's what the lineup show. Is that actually how it's been playing out?
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, and I'm not really sure why.
No, yeah, I got nothing for you here.
All right, I've got Orlando, Atlanta on my other TV as well.
What if this is the Luis Boreal narrative game? What if he comes up?
He's played a lot better recently. He's done.
Like, everything's all relative.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a lot better.
I love this. Connor says Revs are the biggest story in the USL Championship. That's why everyone wants to talk Caleb Porter. That's tough.
Oh God, I was tracking Pep Biel's runs. I knew that he was going to score.
Yeah.
Brant Bronico dusting
Yep.
Matty Click. That is not a good look.
It's classic Bronico, you know? Gets his head down, attacks.
Chalk on his boots, winger. You know, no, the wide player of when Christian Latanzio tried to do his like inverted fullback stuff when he went from everything that he did well that he get the job. He just was like, all right, I'm gonna be Pep now. Brant Bronico, you're my Joao Cancelo.
He had seen Henri put Samuel Piet at wingback and was like, I can do better than this. I can one up this. So I guess for Orlando, there's not that much pressure because NYCFC.
Yeah,
are
because of the
nowhere close.
result.
Yeah.
Ooh, Chuck Elliott just killed somebody.
Oh, right now NYCFC are dropping under Charlotte. So Charlotte are the 5 seed, and NYCFC are the 6 seed. So Charlotte.
So that would be
Orlando.
NYCFC, Cincy, and Orlando.
Yeah.
Like those would be some fun games.
Yeah.
Is there a particular one that of those 4 teams? I like with. Would you rather it be Orlando NYCFC or Orlando Charlotte and then Cincy NYCFC?
I think
Any preference? Because I like it as it is right now, like the live standings of Orlando Charlotte and then Cincy NYC.
Benteke put in the back of the net for the 2nd time offside. I think I would enjoy Orlando NYC because Pareja has a tendency to try and shut everything down in big games. And I don't think NYCFC can do that. So you'd have sort of that clash of styles, and it would be a decision for Orlando to say, like, are we going to try and at home lock things down? Or are we going to open up and play a little bit? Where I think Charlotte will also try and lock things down and be fairly conservative and keep numbers behind the lines.
That's a good point, dude. That's
So, yeah.
No, you're completely right. Like, and like you said, that was nice of you to frame it as a question. Oh, will he try to beat it? We've seen enough of Poppy. Like, we know what
who he
game
is.
model is going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah. It's about like grit and passion
that
and all that.
That has 3 games going to penalties written all over it.
Also, Schlegel in goal against NYCFC. There's like a good little bit of history there. I will say this.
you're
Congrats to
completely
Charlotte
right.
fans that will get a home game. I think that's a building that, or at least an atmosphere and crowd that has deserved a home playoff game, and they've never gotten one.
Sorry, which team?
Charlotte.
Yeah.
Because no matter what, right, they'll host the game in the first round.
Yeah.
So that'll be cool. That place jumps. It should be a decent atmosphere.
Were they not home? Were they
No.
away for the
Yeah.
wild card game?
When they got annihilated at Red Bull Arena.
Oh, that was a wild card game? I was there.
Yeah. Nice.
I don't remember why I covered that game, but I did. All right, I guess it's just solo now. I'm gonna it's a monologue. No, I'm gonna getting a FaceTime from.
I was told
Brian.
my mic was popping.
Dunny and Max,
My-
guys, we're on a stream. Keep. Yeah, you're on live now too, kind of. All right, guys. Love you, boys. Have a good job. These are the things you get on our live.
Unreal. There you go.
I don't know what I would randomly text something to Dunny or Max, and then we have a pretty consistent setup of they'll get to the booth and just FaceTime me for that long, just for like 19 seconds or whatever.
That's
So
pure
it's-
love,
it's-
Tom.
It's one of my favorite match day traditions. I love it very much. This guy's a legend, man.
That's your drinking with Dunny tradition. Every time he FaceTimes you, yeah, you have to face one. Ooh,
Nah,
sad in the open
I'm
field.
drinking a poppy right now.
There you
I'm
go.
a married man now.
Post
hashtag New Year to
honeymoon.
me.
Yeah, you're trying to get the chemical levels back again.
Woo! A lot of pizzas.
I'm being told my mic is popping.
Yeah, I thought that's why you dropped out of the stream.
I did. I replugged everything in.
That's what happens when you put up a 17th game live. Everything crashed.
Okay, I'm gonna try and quiet down a little bit. That's what we're hoping will be the solution.
So I seeing Messi on 360 right now. So Cucho hasn't done anything individually against the Red Bulls, right? Like,
No.
I think it would have been better, but like for the narrative of like, oh, they set the points record. Messi came off the bench, they were losing, they won. He wasn't involved in obviously the 2 goals to tie it. Like he was involved in the go ahead goal. So like, still such a tight one for me between Cucho and Messi
Yeah.
for MVP.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't know. I'm kind of at the point in this one where everyone keeps yelling at each other, and it's like I don't think any of them are wrong. Like I don't think there's
That's
a bad response on this one. Same as Coach of the Year.
Dude, that's again like I get it. This is sports. This is Twitter. Like, of course, it's gonna be you're a fucking idiot if you don't think this, right? Like, but that's my whole thing. Like, I'm not considering necessarily a Vander because like I can't just vote somebody in a wild card spot for
Yeah.
MVP. But like, I get it. I get the logical explanation. Like, it's not his fault they suck defensively,
Yeah.
right? Like, so even like they were making a case for Lucho on the pregame today on Apple. Like, again, it's not something I'm considering, but like it's not a psychotic thing to think, right?
No.
Like all any four of those guys, and like so that's kind of my thing too, guys. Like as you hit it on the head of like, yeah, man, like I'm kind of exhausted at the discourse of like you're like this is ridiculous. You know, this is you're so unserious if you're even considering Messi, and then it's like the next one. It's like if Messi played 4 more games and didn't score or assist in any of them, it wouldn't even be a thought. It would be Messi. Like it's just exhausting.
Yeah. So Lucho is an interesting one this year because statistically he's having a better year than last year.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
so yeah, that's true, but like it doesn't really matter because it's not against him. It's all about relativity. Like
yeah,
last year he was obvious because of kind of the other options and his team success and his individual greatness. Like just because he's having a better year this year, like it doesn't like I don't think that has anything to do with it.
yeah, I would agree with you. And trophies matter, and like the teams that are relevant matter, and it should matter. You know, we had a question about in the mailbag a week or so ago about having 2 separate awards and all of that. And like I understand, like best performer versus MVP, but we don't have that yet, so that's not really an option. Hybrid Heaven here says, why have we not seen the assumed progression of Derek Jones under Nance since the signing? No one's going to hit 100%. No one would like it more than me. No one would pray for it more than me. The amount of time I talked about Derek Jones being the key to Charlotte's midfield last year and backline and the 37 minutes he played for Houston 2 years ago, but it's not going to happen. I will say AZ Jackson's starting to pop a little bit.
Dude, I was kind of worried, not worried, but like I liked again the talent and he putting any young attacker under Nancy, but I was like, what if he just doesn't play? Because I was like, looking like, how do you pick? Like, how is he going to get consistent minutes? And he's been good when he's on the field.
He like the goal he set up against New England last week. I think it was the opener where it's pure like on the half turn, immediately attacking, tight touch, all of that. Ooh, wow, the Revs did tie this up.
Bobby
You
Wood!
gotta be kidding me. Bobby Wood, let's go.
And one.
Bobby Wood.
Bro, I will say, yo, Youssef has looked really good.
Yeah, he has.
Like, I'm convinced that was a good signing at this stage. Obviously, it can change, but like particularly in this game, I know that I've been distracted in watching all the other different games too. But like every time I see something from this game, he's jumping off the screen to me. Absolutely, like that's what you want to see and like what they needed.
Yeah, he's won the ball back a ton, and he is very positive when he wins the ball back. Everything is north, south, pretty quickly, like engaging the play, and then he makes runs out of midfield to support. It's a lot of what the Revs have been dying for 3 years.
Yeah, and like, again, like with Noel Buck just kind of being cast aside, and like so the starting like the duo in the midfield being some combination of Polster and Kay or Ian Harks, like not a lot of dynamism from that trio at this stage, like of the like particularly like I know Mark Anthony Kay is at a different stage of his career than like LAFC Mark Anthony Kay, so in particular for this team, like this is what they needed.
I love Webhead says, Pochettino, are you watching this about the Bobby Wood goal? Get him back in the conversation. It's more like Patrick Watchalong just drawing fouls left and right, dominating the field all over.
There he goes.
Orlando's woken up. They've had some chances. Duncan McGuire had pretty good luck.
If they called the goal back?
For which one?
If the Bobby Wood goal. Sorry, Pochettino.
Because he's off.
If they called that for a handball when it deflected back up off of him, This is pretty gross. No way, Peter. Are you kidding me? He says Peter in the chat. Thank you. Says handball. What a joke. That is shocking, dude. Where's his arm supposed to go?
It's not even his arm, it's his shoulder. It's like in his body, right?
I guess the
It's
argument
not, but
is
it's-
if his shoulder.
Oh, they're saying the forearm is in front?
Look, he's fucking flexed right there. That is a bicep, brother.
Francisco
that they're
Alvarez
saying-
getting hit on the leg last night, just pure muscle.
I guess the
Don't do
argument
it. Don't
is
do
if-
it.
if
Wait.
they already did.
Oh, because...
Peter in the chat. That's why I said thank you, Peter. Or no,
Oh, because we're watching in behind on 360.
that is shocking.
So we're getting... You think the conspiracy message is already rolling in, as you could guess.
And so look, and let's just say, because it's just us hanging out here in the chat, I want to go tweet that my opinion is that's a shocking decision.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with the replies.
Oh, she God! Call me, baby. Call me, Pochettino. Let's go. You guys, Charlotte's going to win MLS Cup. It's over. Pep Biel and Patrick Watchalong, it's a cheat code. Do you know who won MLS
me
Cup?
and Sir
The
Minty.
Polish and Israeli national teams who got DP players out of the starting lineup so the real stars could shine. Brant Bronico into the attack. Let's go, CTL. Come on, give it to me. Woo, that gets me hyped.
Me, you, and Sir Minty on the float in the championship parade.
Yeah, Charlotte, call us for those victory parades. Soccer-wise, we'll host it for you.
So
this means-
or not, we'll just be there.
So wait, so this means Atlanta, who are getting dominated, just need to hang on. Montreal are pretty much safe, right? Because
Yes. Yeah. Montreal just needed a point in their save,
Yeah.
no matter what.
and they're up 2-0 right now. So they're in a safe spot.
Yeah, if
Man.
it's a safe place, they can talk about everything.
Let's go, Patrick Aujamong.
Oh,
What a guy. I think I win the Golden Boot draft because I get all of Aujamong's goals times 5.
you know what's so much fun is that there's just been no updates because it's been an absolute runaway for Team Tom and Caitlin from day one of the season. And I've noticed over the past 2 years, as the reigning champion,
Nice.
when I'm in the lead, there are no updates.
Are you in the lead right now again?
Brother, we're I'm not even looking at the standings. We're chasing ghosts out here. Like I'm
Nice.
chasing the record books. Like it's been long decided.
Are you chasing the record books and playing the Revs on the last week of the season and potentially scoring own goals and letting the ball through your legs? Or are you like going to seal the deal?
VAR decision.
Yeah, right. Are the referees on your side? I hope next year Miami goes and plays in New England and the Revs like show the replay of the Bobby Wood goal on the big screen as the like lead up to kickoff of that game. The Revs supporters, shout out to Midnight Riders, they should their tifo for that game should be the records and then have just an asterisk next to Inter Miami's. Just go full Roger Maris on it, you know?
Roger Maris. So I thought it was gonna be a steroid era guy.
No, come on. This is an old school, no batting gloves, pee on your own bat style show, Tom. Come on, you know that.
Be on your own bad style show.
This is what we do here. Okay, so it feels pretty locked. We're going to get Orlando, Charlotte. But now I feel better about it because Aujamong's in the conversation, you know? So now I feel like it's going to be more exciting.
Yeah, joke's on you until Karol Swiderski's starting in the first.
Yeah, I know. What's your thoughts on Columbus Red Bulls? If that's it, you think Red Bulls do the thing where they like come out, play really well for 60 minutes in
No,
the first
I
game?
don't.
You
Not
think
even
this is
a
the
little
dead?
bit.
You think they're dead?
I think that you set that aggregate line at like -5.5. I'm not even kidding.
Across 2 to 3 games?
2 games, yeah.
No chance.
I've been belching a little bit, but like, what is the number?
Yeah.
3.5, 4.5? Like, dude, the Red Bulls barely play the same sport as that team right now.
I know. Well, so what's a little confusing is last year they played the Supporters Shield winning Cincinnati team, and they played well in the playoffs. But that's more of the same car crash against car crash type thing.
Yeah.
Where Columbus is different, but I don't know. This Red Bull team normally elevates to be competitive and not get over the line in the postseason.
I mean, I don't know.
They just scored, apparently.
Cool. That's nice. No, like, it's just so disappointing from where they were. Like, dude, in June we were talking about, like, are they, like, you know, it's pretty clear that they're the fourth best team in the East. Can they challenge into the top three or in the periphery of those top three teams? And it's just, I don't know, not obviously not a good summer transfer window, and everything has regressed. And it's just, I don't know, a lot of the problems were something you see, goal in Miami, New England.
We're all watching and waiting right now. I assume it's a Miami goal.
Looks like Miami, yeah.
All right, greatest team of all time?
Oh, Suarez. Suarez for MVP. Oh!
No, it might be Messi for MVP.
Good finish.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost like world class. So next week on the show, we're going to have an interview with FC Porto's U17 coach. He's like doing this they're doing a program on tactical periodization in Dallas, and a friend of mine's working with them. So we interviewed them. It's really interesting. It's good stuff. Awesome. After the interview, we chatted for a bit, and he just kept being like, "You have Messi in America. You have because his big thing, and you can understand when you hear him say it, is like passion is the engine. When players get hit with, oh, why don't I have a pro contract? Why don't I start? All these things. If you don't have the passion, you can't get there. And he's like, you should have all these passionate kids that want to be Messi and are inspired by Messi. And I'm like, yeah, but only if you've got $39.99 a month and a potential streaming platform. So that's the only thing. And he was like kind of shocked about it. It was an interesting convo. I'm excited for everyone to hear it. Hope everyone enjoyed the Bez conversation. Will Kuntz is fantastic. He's going to run a European team. That's my theory.
Will?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an excellent sporting director, GM, front office guy. Like, it's been really cool to see. Like, this is clearly his team with the LA Galaxy. Again, I don't think that you need to you don't need to be an insider to figure out who is responsible for that signing versus who is responsible for Douglas Costa, and that person doesn't work for the club anymore. So you can see what happens when Will Kuntz runs a team. Oh, Max Orfson.
Okay, so DC here, down 2-0 at home.
It's over.
With all they needed was a tie to make the playoffs. Does this change anything in DC's world if they fall apart here? Ooh, Forsberg with a goal.
Speaking of the Golden Boot race, Golden Boot draft race, our Golden Boot draft race.
Is that your guy?
Yeah.
I couldn't even name who's on my team except Cucho and Rossi. Those are the only two I know. Which is why I'm passionate about it. Yeah, so what does this change for DC?
It's usually disappointing on the day. I don't want to absolve them from any criticism because of that. But, like, again, man, like, I had them dead last in the East preseason predictions. It's not like that I was on a limb on that. Like, I don't think anybody thought they were making the playoffs. Like, maybe Doyle did, actually. Well, he did early in the season because of the play style and everything else, and then they kind of fell apart. But, like, what Ali Mackay inherited when he took over, this team's front office, the cap sheet, everything else, like, it's a nightmare, man.
Yeah.
They didn't have a ton of room to make anything happen. Anything that they did make happen, it had to come with some outgoings first. So this was a transitional year. They've shown some good signs. I think Troy Zane is a good coach. They got Benteke a new contract. Matthijs Klik is out of contract in the season. I'd assume he won't be sticking around. So then you have a DP to add. Then you have hopefully some U22 flexibility. Some other contracts come off the books. And yeah, that's it for me.
I agree with you. I think for sure this was the start of a build, so you're not going to want to overreact. Shout out to Henry, by the way, for joining us, for being in the chat. And he asked if he should have hope or caution for the Sounders Portland game. I don't know.
That's the most dangerous thing you can give a man.
Tom has this list of depressing fortune cookie wisdom that he pulls out
Shawshank Redemption.
When I think we're past it.
Sorry, Henry.
And reels us all the way back in. But my expectation would be Seattle. I mean, it's a rivalry game. Portland kind of has nothing to play for. Like, unless Vancouver wins and Minnesota loses, Portland's hosting. And 8 versus 9 doesn't matter. They're hosting because Vancouver cannot host the game. Because Vancouver has a massive event coming to the province of British Columbia. It is the, Supercross Moto World Championship Vancouver event, which...
The best part is it's not the event. It's set up for the event. It's several days away.
As someone who lives in a household with events people, load in and load out is the real event for people who work behind the scenes. So
I'm surprised you didn't yell that line.
Yeah.
So you're
I would just like everyone to know that I think that, and I'll be wearing my work blacks, my stagehand outfit afterwards. Shout out Henry, enjoy. Jose Gonzalez, Vamos Galaxy. You got to feel good. Already clinched the CONCACAF spot. They go up against Houston. I think that's the most entertaining game of the second window. Tom, what's your screen's going to look like for that second window?
Oh, I honestly, God, I hadn't even thought about it. I don't know. Houston, LA. I do want to watch San Jose set the new single season record for most goals conceded. But yeah, Seattle, Portland, of course, right? Like, I think that Houston, LA, and Seattle, Portland would be the two. Probably toggle between those two and 360 like I'm doing right now.
Yeah, I think I agree. We talked about it. Minnesota, St. Louis is a little bit interesting. I love watching Minnesota play. I talked about it with Joe Larry a bit on Thursday. Minnesota are like low-key fun, and I think they're going to be really fun next year. RSL Vancouver, I had juice for like a month ago when I did someone asked in the mailbag, like, what are the games to watch? I've lost so much energy for Vancouver in the last month. The classic, like, we win the Canadian Championship, and then we just tank down the end of the season and find a way to take away hope going into the postseason. And then you add in, and we're going to fight to host the game that we can't host. That's just, like, brutal. And it's a franchise that shoots themselves in the foot in their own market over and over again. So that kind of lost that one for me. So I agree with you. I think I'll have Houston, LA, big TV, Sounders, Portland, second screen, and then 360 on in the background for those final games. Orlando still trying to push for a result here. So if Orlando ties, DC gets in still.
DC go through.
DC back in. And Montreal, by the way, Joseph Martinez has been unbelievable.
Yeah.
Bryce Duke, how great would it be to be Joseph against Atlanta in the wild card game?
I love it. My God.
He's going to score a hat trick on pure rage.
No, and like, look, man, I don't, like, he's looked like more like Joseph, and like I don't want to put any sort of expectation about it right now. Like, he's got to be like this stage of his career. Like, just I was afraid that he wasn't even gonna get to like this. I thought when he kind of had that bit of that dust up with Laurent Courtois, I was like, oh, like he's definitely leaving. And then like, what's the market for him in MLS after that, right?
Yeah.
Like, and it's just kind of like sad for somebody who's such a beloved figure, who's such an iconic figure, still one of the absolute legends from that run in Atlanta. So just watching this, it just makes me happy. Like, I find joy in watching Joseph succeed and seeing Joseph even have moments of old Joseph.
Yeah. They suspended Joseph after that. And that's his turnaround point.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that was the moment. Yeah. And now, obviously,
I remember I was doing reporting on that, and like, they both sides, like Courtois as well. And I think that this was good for his leadership of like, hey, I should have handled it better too, kind of thing. Like, the both of them, instead of digging their heels in, they kind of had another conversation like after things cooled down, and it was like both of them like, hey, this is what I did wrong. Hey, this is where you right, like, and let's move on, move forward. Which again, is cool. And like, again, Joseph leaving Atlanta the way that all happened, like flipping the trays of chicken and rice and stuff like that. Like, so he's grown individually as well. Like, I hope, like, it's good that he never loses that fire, but to have the perspective to be like, yeah, my bad on that one. And Courtois, same thing, being like, hey, my bad on that one. Like, that's pretty cool.
He's obviously not. I mean, the way he's played, he looks like a starter. I think it's tough to say like a team will want to go into next year with him as their starter. But he's got an opportunity if he wants to be a ring chaser and like be a difference maker for a team. It's what we thought he'd be for Miami, and it didn't work out, and that's fine. I think that's different. But like the way he's playing now, you go into next year and you're like a Cincinnati, right? Or if you Say the LA Galaxy need more depth because they want to play a pure center forward when Joveljic is out. Houston, obviously, will get a little bit healthier, but don't spend a ton of money at that center forward position. If he wants to go to one of those, and I don't know if he wants to like keep moving and chasing these things, he could be interesting. Montreal's also a pretty clean fit. Like if he's willing to be committed to the project still for longer and help the young guys to say like, ideally you're not a starter because someone else has taken it over. I think the Red Bull's about to get a penalty.
after I was saying, cool, just whatever.
It doesn't really matter. They're not going to jump up.
No, but like this feels a lot better than losing 2-0 or 3-0 or whatever it could have happened, right? Like so.
Oh, so Camacho tackles Manuel.
Phenomenal.
There you go.
I love that he immediately gets up and complaining like, no way, that was a foul.
Yeah. And Forsberg's going to score it again. So Forsberg's going to get you 2. He's going to steal you 2 goals. Late on here, Tom. Congratulations.
Good visitation. Nice for him to come back into our lives. I missed him while he was gone.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. Charlotte now just trying to pick apart DC late. DC, no juice in this one. DC's only playoff chance right now is Orlando scoring, which Orlando's thrown some pressure on and had some chances, but an ugly day for the DC United fans, which is tough after what they've been through over the last few years. I'm finally watching the Red Bull Columbus goal, so thank you, Hybrid Heaven, for keeping me updated, which I do prefer. In a setting like this, I don't want to be like, oh, don't tell me I want it to be a surprise. I want to know what's going on in the standings at all times. Okay, so right now...
I put Orlando on my...
on your TV? Yeah, I've got it on too.
Oh! Big dunk! Oh, DC are back!
You're ahead of me?
Eat shit! Eat shit!
Dunk! DC runs on Duncan. Let's go. Man, Guzan's like, I can't believe I'm still doing this. Wow. So that's Atlanta's playoff spot. Up in smoke with a minute to go in regular time. That is absurd. Yeah, Derek Williams. Heartbroken right now. See, Mural gets involved a little. Not much. He started it.
Brutal.
Brutal
Atlanta.
I think Nico Ladero wins the initial header, which is not what I thought I'd be saying. Yeah, it's kind of flat foot defending from everyone in the box.
I saw the other day, like, I think Nico Ladero has a lot of assists this season.
Really?
I wish I had the number before.
I'll give it to you 1 sec. Nice. Dax. Shout out to Dax, by the way, on his retirement. I think I shouted out Zarek Valentin in the show this week, but he's also MLS legend. 7 assists this year, by the way, for Nico Ladero.
7?
Yeah.
I thought it was more.
That's not a nothing number for a guy who's not a starter.
I'm not poo-pooing that. I'm saying Are you looking at primary assists?
I don't know. That was in. Where am I supposed to look? Oh, 11 assists. Yeah, you're right.
MLSsoccer.com.
Yeah, 1 goal, 11 assists.
1,700 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
Again, I knew that he hasn't been that he's been productive.
Wait. We've got VAR in Orlando.
Gotta delete
The ref is to the monitor. Atlanta looking for salvation in the final moments, and I'm sure my audio is popping through everyone's face. Nice. Webhead says Atlanta getting knocked out.
Did VAR just want to go watch Brad Guzan, the Brad Guzan angle? It's mean.
They're trying to see if it's a handball on McGuire. Can we relax when it drops.
Brother, dude, okay. I know that this can't be the barometer, the official barometer.
But absurd.
But if not a single Atlanta United player asked for a handball.
Yeah.
Like, this is my issue with VAR, and like it's tough to kind of parse through this stuff, but like we're inventing things that like wasn't a thing.
Yeah. I love the Dax Duncan McGuire debate. Here it is. Here's the call. Wow. 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 Rob Valentine just screaming on the sideline.
So I thought that the referee said handball, and then they went to Rob Valentino. He didn't look happy. I
No,
was
he
like,
doesn't
did I
look
just hear him wrong?
So it comes off Derek Williams. No, that's after though. So the initial, it's off this initial header here. It's weird, because you always say, does the arm move? To see, like, is the contact there? And Duncan McGuire,
Dude.
being a strong Omaha boy that he is, drinks all his milk. Zero
Milk drinker,
movement
yeah, hell
in his
yeah.
arm.
Dude, bro, like, again, the Bobby Wood one and this one, like, those
Yeah.
aren't handballs. There's just, it's...
Wow. And that saves Atlanta's season. That is tight. That is very, very tight.
That's brutal, dude.
It is. I think Devin Kerr right now on the call is saying, like, you can't tell. So I agree that it's very hard to say it's clear and obvious that the call on the field was wrong, right? To overturn from it was given a goal on the field.
It's just that who gives a shit about that standard? Apparently, like it's frustrating, man. It really is. Like,
What has Philly just been dead this whole time? By the way, you don't even
every
know.
time it was still two, but like after the this own goal, it was.
I'm going over to Philly right now.
Is it still
So
2-1?
Philly's, Cincinnati's, 6 minutes of extra time, 94th minute. So 2-1 game still. Jack Elliott's playing center forward. So good things about to happen. What if Orlando still scores here? Then Atlanta doesn't deserve to be. Atlanta doesn't deserve to be in the playoffs.
Oh yeah,
they're a team with very little identity. They've not put things together. But I will say this.
Would they host? No, they wouldn't.
No, Montreal will host, and that's what I'm happy about. That's what I was about to say. Montreal for a playoff game, it's a good atmosphere, especially a night game. It's going to be a good atmosphere versus I think a lot of these other ones were going to be tough to rally people. Shout out to
in case
Montreal.
you're curious, Nashville beat Chicago 3-0.
Damn it, Tom. I bet my life savings on that game, too. You think Greg was there?
I'd assume so. Be weird if he wasn't.
Well, he just like, I don't want this stink on me.
No,
Well, I'm on
the John
vacation.
Herdman. The John Herdman.
Yeah. John Herdman's like, you're doing great, Terry. Just keep it up.
I'll be there. I'll be there soon. I don't want these L's on my record.
Keep everything in line for me.
Oh, I thought Luis Muriel just read that.
You know why? Because he's a player.
Player.
The Muriel Duncan double up top. This is going to be a tough way for Orlando go into the playoffs. So right now we're at Montreal hosting Atlanta. We have Red Bulls going to Columbus for that opening round. The one right above them is what? It is NYCFC going to Cincinnati, which is going to be pretty tasty as well. And then the 4-5 Orlando Charlotte. Orlando hosting. That's a pretty good setup.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm more excited for the West in the first round just because, like, I think the top three in the East are, particularly top two in essence, really, are, like, just so vastly superior that, like, again, like, it's not a foregone conclusion that it'll be Columbus, Miami in the conference final, but, like, I want to fast forward to that almost. Like, whereas with the West, like, I feel like there are a lot of teams that could pull off an upset, and it's just, like, more and more unpredictable.
Yeah. For Cincy, I think they're a team that's going to benefit from the format, which is they haven't really played as a group because they've had injuries. Guys have come in late, right? Awuzium comes in late. Miles is out at Copa. Miles gets hurt. Teenage Hidebe just gets signed. So, like, 3 games against NYCFC, if that's what it ends up being in the opening round, probably helps them be better against Columbus going forward. Like, the lineup they put out there today is one that's interesting and I think is competitive. And it's been different than what they've had over the last few weeks. So I think
I thought that was interesting when it came out. That, like, no Gioacchini and no Kevin Kelsey. Like, that's...
Yeah. Yeah, I think if they're not performing, you want to have one. You want Orellano in a more attacking position then if you have to. And then that gets you to bringing Assad on. And then You're sort of fighting between one other striker at that position, at that point. All right, Brad Guzan trying to milk the clock here as much as he can. Oh, that's a foul. I thought that was the final whistle. Oof. Lucho Acosta with
is Rodrigo Schlegel forward right now?
Yeah.
For
Schlegs.
MLS lore, man. And then for it to be called back offsides.
Was that not a handball?
Like,
In the
that was a
build-up?
goal kick?
Nice. Sanchez. All right. Okay. Philly is dead. Season's over. They don't make the postseason, which shocking if you had told me in preseason. Not shocking based off the last 5 months of actual play. That's a tough one for Philly fans to swallow.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm very curious to see what happens this offseason with that team. I don't know where you kind of go from here, right? Like,
Yeah.
do you, like, what tweaks do you make? What overhauls do you make? What's the budget going to be like for those changes?
Right.
Is Jack McGlynn still going to be here? All of that are big questions.
And Atlanta locks it in. So Atlanta facing off against Montreal in the first round of the wild card. I don't think we know the schedule of which is Tuesday and which is Wednesday yet, right? So we're still waiting to hear that. We know Portland will play in one of the other games. They are already locked into the wild card. They will either play against Minnesota or Vancouver. It's Vancouver. It's at home. If it's Minnesota, I think it has to be on the road at that point, based off where the standings are now. So we're going to do our show on Monday, as early as we can, so we can get you some preview coverage of that. And I think we're going to try and do a little live post game as well on some of the wild card games, but definitely on the Tuesday game. I think we were saying we're going to try and log on, maybe watch a little bit of the game with you, and then do post game for that one. So you have your coverage coming out of that one. By then, the Mets will be in the World Series. The New York Liberty will be the WNBA champions for the first time ever, and I will have gone skydiving. So it'll be a pretty productive 48 hours. No, I just made that up. I just have to throw something else dramatic in there to hope that it happens. Tom, feeling
You
good?
can control that, Gus, if you want to go ski.
I've been skydiving actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was not worth the money. That was the takeaway. So I was not stoked about that because it's like, oh, for that price, I could fly in a plane and go somewhere for fun and stay in the plane. It's like a 90-second experience.
That's good, man.
All right, Western Conference coming up. Enjoy it. Galaxy game's going to be fun. We did the interview with Will Kuntz on Thursday. I thought it was fascinating. Not just their goals this year and what they want to accomplish, but how he does his job. Talking about process, talking about how this league works and what's competitive and all that. So go back, listen to that one if you're a Galaxy fan or you care about MLS and you're trying to get prepped for the week. And we're going to be on a ton this week. Like, I know as a fan, what you want is just to live in MLS for a little bit as your teams are getting ready for playoffs and all of that. That's why we did this. That's why we'll continue to do stuff like this. I'll have the weekend recap for you. We'll have the show on Monday. We'll do the live show Tuesday as post game. We've still got NWSL to cover, U.S. Women's National Team game coming up, Kelly O'Hara's retirement game and all that as well. So, Tom, feel good?
I feel good. How about you?
I feel great. I'm going to go eat a full pizza in Tom style and enjoy these Western Conference games.
Hell yeah.
All right. We will talk to you all again later. Thank you to all of you that joined us in the chat. Congrats to Atlanta fans. Congrats to Montreal fans. Orlando, enjoy the home game. And we'll talk to you all again very soon. All right. I don't know what the audio thing is, so I'm going to go back and watch and see what it is.